This whole Tylenol story is a very, very interesting story. So they found, guys, this is very interesting. Tylenol links autism to acetaminophen, okay? Used during pregnancy, which we have to show that clip of the president trying to pronounce it.
Like, that's
he's got a little bit of Middle Eastern in him because he has a hard time saying it just like I do.
I'm actually impressed that you got the acetaminophen.
Despite decades of evidence that it's safe. This is CNN's article. Okay, so let me read this first, which is great because then we'll go to Trump. We'll go to the president. So President Donald Trump announced Monday that U.S. Food and Drug Administration will be notifying physicians that the use of Tylenol during pregnancy can be associated with an increased level of autism. They are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol during pregnancy use unless medically necessary. He said Trump specified that women should not use it during pregnancy unless medically necessary, such as fever. Trump made the announcement from the Oval Office alongside U.S. Health Human Services, U.S. Food and Drug Administration Commissioner, all these other guys that were there with him. Thank Kennedy, the man who brought this issue to the forefront of American politics along with me. He added, we understood a lot more than a lot of people who studied it, and it's considered over-the-counter, this breaking news story, and they will be updating. So this is from CNN. Now here's President Trump. Go for it.
Effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol.
That's so
During
good,
pregnancy
dude.
can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol.
Can you go back to the actual moment? Rob, go when he first sees the word. Go.
They will be notifying physicians that the use of let's see how we say that.
Oh, God.
Moving on.
Rob, you can stop it.
That's
Pat,
so good,
Pat,
dude.
I
That's comedy
guarantee you
gold
when
right
he
there.
was done and they're behind.
Why would you make me
He's like,
say it?
who did it?
Why
Just
would
put
you know?
Tylenol.
So he says that, but then Tylenol responds back, and this is what Tylenol had to say. Rob, do you have the one where the folk Tylenol maker responds to Trump plans to link everyday drug to autism, and they push back against the Trump administration claim that the painkiller causes autism, branding it dangerous, and insisting a drug remains the safest option for pain and fever relief on pregnant women. In a press conference later today, the administration said, okay, so they're going to, we stand with many public health and medical professionals who have reviewed this science and agree we will continue to explore options to protect health interests in American women and children. The Trump administration and Health and Human Services have made it a top priority to tackle America's rising autism rates, with 1 in 31 children now estimated to have condition compared to 1 in 150 children in 2000. That was just 25 years ago. Rob, which clip is this?
This is Trump talking about Cubans and them not being able to afford Tylenol,
yes.
lack of autism there.
Go for it.
This country is going through what parts of the world are going through. And I will say there are parts of the world that don't take Tylenol. I mean, there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's so or not, that Cuba, they don't have Tylenol because they don't have the money for Tylenol, and they have virtually no autism, okay? Tell me about that one. And there are other parts of the world where they don't have Tylenol, where they don't have autism. That tells you a lot.
Okay, so here's a tweet from 8 years ago from Tylenol. Rob, if you can go to the Twitter. Yeah, this is from Tylenol from 8 years. Their actual account.
Weird.
Zoom in a little bit, Rob.
Oh, my
Direct
goodness.
warning from Tylenol. This is March 7th of 2017. Trump was president. We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concern today. From Tylenol, okay? 8 years ago. Now, do you have highlight reels of a bunch of pregnant women taking Tylenol just to kind of piss off people?
I have a video. Hang on.
Let's see what you got.
I have one of those.
There's pregnant woman
were
right
there
there. Yeah,
actual
watch
women?
this.
Like, dude, she's like, what, 6 months, 7 months? Where's she at? Oh, my God. That kid's like, Mom, no, please.
I'm just happy she's not having an abortion.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Well,
Like,
maybe she is now.
bro, look at the size of that pill, too.
Well, she's got a gun.
Size
on
of
her
that
arm.
belly.
She's Second Amendment at least.
Yeah,
Pro-Second
at least she's
Amendment.
pro-Second Amendment.
All right.
Is that not like?
But there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of videos like that of pregnant women taking Tylenol. Rob, I'll send you a couple of them. Vinny, your thoughts on this?
I mean, Adam made a great point, and it's like the Trump derangement syndrome. Like they have to do a study, and I'm not joking. It has to be put in the medical books because there's actually something wrong. It's a phenomenon of absolute. He broke something in their brain. It's not like anything that he says. It's the they'll do the complete opposite. So if he's smart, he should tell everybody, whoever's going to be the 2028 frontrunner, he should say, "Hey, I think you guys should vote for Gavin Newsom," and they'll go the opposite. It's a complete opposite. And how is it as a mother, you have a child in your stomach, and it's not like Donald Trump is doing the report. You have the freaking RFK, you have all the people in the health department saying, guys, we've done the studies, and these kids the autism rates are up. And I know it's kind of, saying it's kind of insensitive about the whole, Cuban thing, but numbers don't lie. Their numbers are down. You know who also doesn't have high numbers of autism? The Amish. You know why? They don't take any drugs. Rob, do you have like a stat of Amish children with autism? Adam, it's almost nothing because they're not pumping them with vaccines. They're not giving them all this shit. They're not giving them Tylenol. You got a headache? Go deal with it, Jebediah, or whatever they call whatever they call the kids.
No, that's literally their name.
I think it's Jebediah. Like
what is that?
No,
That's
kid,
what their
the
names
Amish
are.
kid.
Really? That's what they call him?
Jebediah or
No, you're
Esau or
keep
something
going.
like that.
You got this. You got
so
this.
My,
You're making up an ethnic name that's typical Amish.
of an Amish
like
name, but
Joe.
Like for a white guy.
For the Amish community, Pat, a name like Jebediah would be like a Steve or a Joe.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
thank you, Tom.
and then
I was confused for a second too.
is this what he's saying, Rob, about the?
Yes, about the Amish.
But this is a fact. Go ahead.
And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism.
What's the number?
That have no autism. Does that tell you something? That's currently. Is that a correct statement, by the way?
There are some studies that suggest that, with the Amish, for example.
The Amish, yeah, virtually. I heard none. See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says. And by the way, I
Trump
think I
is
can
not
say
PC.
Yeah.
He's one of
So
one.
apparently, one preliminary study. This is from IMFAR. That children in Amish-dominated countries estimated the prevalence about 1 in 271 children on the autism spectrum. I think ours is what?
So
how much?
it says here a study. Cuba does report autism cases, but at lower cases than in the U.S. A 2015 Cuban study estimated that autism in their country was 1 in 2,500 children.
Wow.
Compared to 1 to 36.
Wow.
Rob, can you ask this question? Okay, I'm going to text you the question to ask. I want you to ask it, Rob. If you want to just go and ask, is it true that the Amish and Cubans don't have autism? Just an open-ended question, okay? And it gives me this data that in Cuba, 1 in 2,500, okay? U.S. at this time, it says 1 in 36, although the numbers in some places is even higher, okay? Then it continues, the big gap may reflect differences in diagnostic practices, reporting and awareness, and then neither, okay. Yeah, so this is stuff that they don't want to be reporting. They don't want to be reporting. They don't want to be talking about this. Tom, your thoughts on this?
Well, there are receipts, and nobody wants to talk about it. And there's also threats of lawsuits. What I want to know is why were the marketing people at Tylenol in 2017 instructed to put out a tweet that said any of our products, plural. Yeah. What's plural? Well, there's what's called blends, and they take acetaminophen.
You're also dealing with it.
Yeah, it's
Tylenol.
What is this thing? And they blend it. Tylenol PM, and there's various blends that there for sleep and for things like this, which is the acetaminophen with other compounds, chemical compounds. I won't call them drugs, but is what it is. And so sometime in 2017, somebody told, and I'll tell you who told, the frickin' lawyers inside and the compliance people inside whoever makes Tylenol. Is that Bristol Myers Squibb? I'm not sure. Tells them to go put that tweet out. So why do they put the tweet out? So that someday they can sit there if they're in court and they could say, well, in 2017, there was a concern, so we did put out a tweet. Yeah, but you also said, no, we didn't say it wasn't there. Let's read. Fun with words. We didn't say it. They said the studies, they didn't say we. They say we believe independent sound science shows. We believe independent sound science. We believe when we stand with the public health and medical professionals who reviewed the science, they're not saying that their own internal research incontrovertibly says it's wrong. You see what they're doing, Vinny? This is the way that the pharmaceutical industry works. The Amish have a lower incidence. The Cubans have a lower incidence. The receipts are out there. World populations that don't have massive vaccination campaigns for their children, and also don't have a lot of exposure to polio, measles, mumps, or rubella, so they don't do it. So what do I think? I think that this autism thing, we're at the tip of the iceberg. But let me tell you, there's too much money. There's money in the vaccinations, and there's a horrifying, pharmaceutical industry thinking that this is going to be the Oxycontin iceberg coming, more below the surface and above, and this is going to be the asbestos iceberg coming, where things have nearly bankrupted entire industries. But guess what? The receipts were there. I think there's something to this. I think the receipts are here. I think people are freaking out. And by the way, the president didn't just come to the microphone with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., thank you very much, Bobby, for nothing. He did it because they believe that they have a correlation. Maybe not causation, but they have a correlation. They're coming to the microphone and they're saying, look at what's going on. And this is not what the pharmaceutical industry wants. But guess what? You don't get a choice because there's receipts out there and we can see them, Pat.
Yeah, so then the question becomes, will they investigate this and go any deeper? Adam.
Rob, do you have that image I sent you?
By the way, it's like a starter pistol. Bang, and they're off. Do you know how many class actions are coming right now? Do you know the big time law firms are in conference rooms right now?
Wow, good point, Tom.
Yeah.
For sure, I would be.
Well,
Tylenol.
so this whole acetaminophen, Tylenol thing, it comes down to this to me. You see these videos of these women who are pregnant, the one we just showed that they're downing acetaminophen as a sign of defiance. You can't tell me what to do, Trump. Imagine hating Trump so much that you'd be willing to harm your own unborn child or your own children just to oppose Trump. Imagine that.
Her body, her choice.
And then you see all these stories, these articles for years and years and years, essentially validating what Trump just said. Pediatrics, the list goes on here. Basically saying, hey, you're pregnant, chill out with the acetaminophen, with Tylenol. Years and years and years of research. But they're not worried about that. Filled with hate and rage for Trump. Trump derangement syndrome, which reminds me of a quote from Golda Meir. So weird tie-in together. She was the former prime minister of Israel, and she talked about how can we get to peace? Because in this country in America, we need peace. Left and the right, we need to get some synergy. And she said, I'll tell you how we'll get peace. When the Palestinians love their children more than they hate us. Because you see these videos of these Palestinian mothers willing to sacrifice their children, willing to martyr their children. There's a pay-for-slay policy there. What's my point? I'm tying this all together. When you're filled with hate and rage, you hate Trump so much, you're willing to down Tylenol as a sign of defiance. So you can't tell me what to do, Trump. I will poison my baby to defy you, Trump. Imagine that mindset. Calm down,
so can I ask you a question? It's my body, my choice, right? When it comes to the left, it's my body, my choice. These are statistical facts that the potential of harming your child is there, Pat.
Yeah.
How is that? Nobody's going to stick up for this kid. Like, how do you think the mother of that girl, these idiots, these brainwashed idiots feel like, sweetie, did you not see the CDC? They're up there saying we shouldn't be doing this. What are you doing?
And by the way, you know when they know that they were about to come after autism, do you know what was on the cover of a Time magazine special last month? Rob, can you type in Time magazine autism and then just go to images? This is a month ago, okay? A month ago, Time magazine did a special, okay? Can you put the date on it, on when it is? Do you see it? This just came out a month ago. And I bought this a month ago. I bought it because one of my friends has an autistic kid.
Down in the barcode.
Yep. And
look at
I
that.
bought it for him. They don't even have it there. Yeah, this literally just came out a month ago. And so they know, Time knows, others know this is coming. There's an issue with this. New research, new knowledge, reality versus myth, understanding the journey, a mother's story. I'm excited that we're going this direction because it's unfair for a kid to have to go through it that didn't have to. For parents to have to raise a kid that at the end of the day, for parents, they love their kids just like any other parent loves their kids. Of course, it's your kid. But parents are just taking what doctors recommend them to do. And doctors are recommending what other doctors are recommending. That is, well, it's FDA approved. Well, it's what others say. Well, it's what others take. And there's very little questioning being done. I'm glad they're doing this. And hopefully we'll learn more as we're going through this process. For all of you guys that were going through the Faith Over Fear
Thank you.
shirt, that, by the way, thousands
I love you guys.
of
That's
orders.
what I'm talking about.
Thousands of orders. Awesome. For people to have that kind of boldness to put that out there, Vinny, gotta respect it.
You have it's literally the cross. You're letting everybody know who you are in the front, and you're letting them know I have faith and I'm not afraid of anything. And I got so many Manex and so many DMs from girls that are like, "Where you never have anything for us?" Well, guess what? We got for a female shirt. We'll have other colors coming, but for right now, we have a teal shirt for the women with Faith Over Fear. And then guess what? Yesterday, Leonetta also put the hoodie. We have the hoodie because it's gonna, it's the season's changing, and there we go. That actually looks pretty
Fantastic.
bad.
Go to VTmerch.com. Place your Faith Over Fear jackets, shirts. Ladies, get a gift for your wife. Gents, get a gift for your wife. And then pick up a PBD Podcast hat, Future Looks Bright, whatever other gear you want to add to it as well. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.